How nice of me. I asked you if you were ready before I even hit recording.
I had the screen minimized, the window minimized, so I didn't even see if you were recording or not.
I had a sense of that. That's why I asked if you were ready. As these Frozathons go on, they get a little more, or I should say a little less structured, a little more free form.
Yeah, and we don't have a lot of form as it is. Well, I guess we do.
We are very structured. We are very structured.
Yeah, we have structure, but we don't have the details. We have the big picture, but not the small.
We're very good at the big picture. The details, not so much.
Hey, everyone. I'm Darren.
And I'm Max.
And we are
the Froze Bros. Welcome to the world's #1 comedy podcast about frozen foods.
And drinks.
Thanks again to Noble Mix for the Meyer lemon Fizz cocktails.
Filled up a little bit again.
I decided to forego a second glass for now.
Okay.
But maybe I'll join you on that train later.
It has not frozen too much more than it was when we began the last episode.
I wouldn't expect it to, unless your freezer's at -80 degrees.
Well, it is because my pants are in there.
Oh,
but
let's not waste any time. Because
listeners, if you're trying this Noble Mix, I recommend overnight. Make it the night before if you can.
Oh, easily, yes.
Or make it in the morning if you want to have it in the evening.
But yes, but it was also good, only slightly slushy over ice.
Yeah, it is good.
Very, very versatile. Very versatile.
And once again, I was amazed by the physics of this, I guess, because you look at the package and think, for me, that there's no way a full bottle of champagne is going to fit into that bag.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm supposed to fill the champagne bottle with water to the top and dump that in too.
Oh my God. Did it all fit?
And it did. It fits.
Wow. It's like Mary Poppins Noble Mix bag.
It's like Doctor Who. It's bigger on the inside.
Oh yeah, that too. I was thinking Mary Poppins bag. The Mary Poppins bag.
Okay, the Mary Poppins. You're taking things out. Yes. Okay.
Sorry. I feel like we should have been swapped on those references, but fine, whatever. We won't think too hard about it.
Swapped?
Yeah, well, maybe not. I figured you might have the Mary Poppins reference and I would have the Doctor Who, but we'll leave it.
All right. Okay. Maybe you change our voices and swap those and make it look like. If you want the Doctor Who, I will.
No, I don't want the Doctor Who reference. Okay. I definitely did watch Doctor Who. I know you're referencing the TARDIS, which do you remember what TARDIS stands for?
No.
No, see, of course not. You don't.
No.
Okay, so can we please? I need to crack this open. Sorry, I gotta go.
We don't have a lot of pre-rambling to do this time.
Prambling, as I like to say.
Prambling. I did eat something, Max, though, that I wanted to tell people about.
You ate something between the end of the last episode recording and this one?
Something I was just reminded of.
I see.
I finished off the Hot Pockets. Probably shouldn't have, but I tried one fully in the microwave.
What'd you think?
Those Redditors are right. It's just crap. It's total.
Yeah.
It's trash just in the microwave. Yeah. It's lava on the inside, doughy and chewy at the ends. It's not a good eating experience.
Yeah, no. See, the more we talk about it, the more I kind of remember what the old Hot Pockets used to taste like. I think the outside has changed the most. The dough on the outside has changed the most, from what I remember. We have no more Hot Pockets, so I can't try it in the microwave.
That's good.
They're all made in the air fryer.
I don't know.
Okay, please.
I threw the box away before I finished them all off, so I don't know. There could be one at the bottom of the freezer. If it's there, it's not going to be eaten.
We didn't mention this in the last Frozathon episode, but we are once again here to celebrate your birthday. These are 3 birthday episodes for you, Darren.
The Froza birthday.
The Froza birthday. So I want to take this opportunity in the last installment of the 3rd Frozathon to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you,
And
Max.
just to say, I'm very happy to be spending another birthday celebrating with you on the podcast. I'm very grateful that the podcast is still going strong and that we have an opportunity to celebrate again this time around.
And there's nowhere I'd rather be on a sunny Saturday afternoon in May than with you recording a
That's sweet.
podcast.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Speaking of locations, as we dig into our ice cream, so we're having ice cream for bears,
Ice cream for
mint.
bears. Yeah, I've noticed this. I think I noticed this online first. I saw their social media advertising. That's how I first heard about the brand just a few months
A-
ago.
As we're diving into the first couple bites, why don't we talk about our backgrounds?
Well, I am at Jellystone Park and watching out for Yogi and Boo Boo.
Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
Smarter than the average bear.
Is he not the one who said suffer and succotash?
No. Careful. Careful now.
No, I know now. We know that was Sylvester the cat who
Yes.
said suffer and succotash.
It was.
You've started eating?
Yeah, I know them.
Okay.
My background, this is a Revolutionary War monument located in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, at Valley Forge National Park. It's one of the places Naomi and I really love to take actual picnics over the summertime. These beautiful, big, open, wide spaces, lots of good spots under these big shady trees with picnic tables. We brought our grill once last summer. We want to do it again. We played Frisbee games out there. Just a lot of fun. A really, really cool place to be in the summertime out in nature.
Nice. How far from you is that?
It's about a half hour. So
Nice.
it feels like a trip, you know?
Yeah. I thought about doing something like that too. Nice picnic place nearby me, by the Connecticut home is Kent Falls. Waterfalls in Kent, Connecticut, Litchfield County.
Was that anywhere near the Massachusetts border?
Well, you know sort of where I am. It's not closer to the Massachusetts border from where I am. It's actually slightly further
okay.
away.
Got it.
Closer to the New York border.
Copy.
This year company is just 4 years old.
Talk about it.
2022 startup. Yeah, by Tim Berg, camper and outdoorsman, who came up with the recipe for this ice cream, not this particular one, the ice cream in general, while earning his MBA at Washington University in St. Louis. It is still a small company and has been, I think it's been creeping into the Northeast, maybe within the last year, which is how I've seen it. They're coming into stores here. And their gimmick is that it's sweetened with honey. So
I can definitely
for
taste
bears. Yeah. Eat ancient, live wild.
it. Is their tagline.
Yeah.
At Ice Cream for Bears, we believe that processed foods are a departure from our wild roots. We source ingredients as they exist in nature. No factory-farmed dairy, no refined sugars, and no gut-disrupting gums. Our dairy is grass-fed, gently pasteurized, and humanely raised on regenerative farms. Instead of gums, we use nutrient-packed egg yolks. Best of all, we avoid all processed sugars in favor of raw honey. The result is an indulgent and ancestrally consistent ice cream experience that is good for cows, good for Earth, and good for you.
Mm-hmm. And their chocolate chips are sweetened with dates.
I do love a date.
Ah, yeah. This is one of those nice brands that has a very short list of ingredients. Milk, cream, raw honey, skim milk, chocolate chips made of cacao, dates, coconut oil, egg yolk, and pure peppermint oil.
It also says not for children under 1 year old. I wonder why. Is it because of the chocolate pieces?
I don't know if it's the chocolate, the honey, or the egg yolk.
Totally.
Raw honey, possibly.
It is interesting
Not
because
good for...
I'll clear my palate. I definitely taste the honey up front, but then the peppermint oil is very strong afterwards.
Yes.
And you can tell there's honey in there.
Especially if you get a little bit without chips in there. And it's very small chips, not like shavings, but tiny, tiny pieces and lots of them. So it's hard to get a scoop without any chips in it.
I'm trying.
But if you can get a little bit, I think the honey is even stronger.
You are right. It's honestly more of like, I'm getting the honey texture more than the flavor too. That's great.
Mm.
So to officially go through it, the package, Ice Cream for Bears, kind of on the front portion of the container here, the pint. Got a picture of a bear licking an ice cream cone. Looks like a honey on ice cream, which is suitable. Nutrition facts. Serving size is 2/3 of a cup. Nutrition facts are kind of out there. 60 grams of saturated fat. 60% your daily value of saturated fats, 12 grams. High in cholesterol too. Lots of sugar. But it's ice cream, so this only is so healthy an ice cream can get, I assume, no matter what it's made of.
Yeah. Going back to our question, it's the dairy generally also that newborns have to be careful with.
Mm.
And the honey does pose a risk of infant botulism. So maybe mature digestive systems can handle some of these things. That would be much more of a risk to a child under 1.
Got it.
And I'm sure that you want to introduce food slowly to kids, just in case there are any issues with allergies or anything else. So a big old scoop of dairy, coconut, honey, and sugars at the same time. It's
That's
not
a
a good
lot.
idea. Even
It
as
is.
natural as this.
It is gluten-free.
Hmm.
So gluten
Well,
intolerant folks, enjoy.
a lot of ice cream probably is, but not all necessarily. You never know what they're doing with some things. And certainly if there are any added things like pretzels or cookie dough, it's not going to be gluten-free.
I'm really enjoying this. I'm housing it down.
I still have to take some pictures for the pod episode, so
Uh-oh.
I can't finish the whole thing before. As expected, there is no artificial coloring either.
Uh-oh.
So don't be looking for green mint ice cream.
I love mint ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite kind of ice cream. So we talked about packaging. It's ice cream, so there's no cooking involved. We talked
No.
ingredients. Taste and texture, we kind of went through. It's the texture of ice cream, to be sure.
A little, I don't know what you call it, like velvety from the honey and egg yolk, maybe?
Maybe. I'm definitely, we should have maybe tried their regular vanilla one first.
Yeah.
But I can definitely taste the honey in there.
They have, I don't know what all the flavors are. I don't remember right now. I could bring up the website and check. It's not a huge amount. I remember that there's a cherry one, which I almost chose too, but I decided I wanted to go with mint.
I gotta stop. I could polish off this whole thing. All right, one more. Sit.
And the flavor name actually is Mint to Be. Mint to B-E-E.
B-E-E.
Mm-hmm.
Very whimsical.
Mint chip French ice cream.
Yeah, I saw that. What makes it French?
Egg yolk. Egg yolks make it French.
Copy that. Say no more. Definitely a lot of whimsy with this product.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say one of the more whimsical products we've had in a while. No?
Yeah, it's whimsy. It's maybe sort of highbrow trying to be everyman. I don't know. It's for
Yeah. Right.
It's not a cheap ice cream. I got this on sale too, thankfully.
How much you pay for it?
$5.99.
Ooh, very nice.
At Big Y.
I got mine for $8.
That's the regular price I saw. $7 to $8. Some even above that.
It's pretty steep. Pretty steep. But listen, I get it. If this kind of all natural, stuff is your jam,
or your
you're
honey,
used to paying that kind of stuff, or your honey.
Yeah.
You're used to paying that. Let me check quickly. Wow. If you're someone who is looking for, if you're someone that generally looks for stuff that is more natural and has less additives and preservatives and is slightly cheaper, Talenti is a good option, which we've had on the last Frozathon ended with a Talenti ice cream. They also have a very short ingredients list. Right now, I got excited because they're on sale for $4 a pint.
Wow.
But normal price is $5.99, so you could save $1. But I'm glad we tried this ice cream for bears. It's really good.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of ice cream, but this is a good treat and a great brand. And I'm going to email them Tell them that we tried it and loved it. Get them on, get us on their email list. Maybe tell them that it's my birthday.
Yeah,
And
you should.
maybe they'll send me a coupon or something.
Hell yeah. Maybe they'll send you some ice cream.
We'll see. We'll see. That's be hard to mail. I guess they can with
course
some
they
dry
can.
ice or something.
Okay, rate this bad boy.
It is as good as I wanted it to be. I think some other mint chip ice creams or mint ice creams have that strong mint taste right away. And at first I was sort of missing that, but this is the natural way to do it. So you get that honey first, and the science tidbit here too. The taste buds for sweetness are on the front of your tongue. So as you're tasting it up front first, that's why you're getting the honey sweetness first. But then you get, that nice mint oil that stays in your mouth.
Yeah, it's
I like
the
it.
mint. The mint lingers.
I almost feel like I just brushed my teeth.
Why bother brushing your teeth? Eat a pint of ice cream for bears.
Every day.
Twice a day.
I may try some other flavors of this too.
I definitely would too.
I'm giving it a 5. I like it.
Wow.
I love it.
Great.
Yeah.
Amazing. I feel torn then because I liked the flavor. I definitely think it's whimsical. I think it's a little pricey for ice cream.
It is. It's one of the pricier ones out there.
I'm going to give it a 4. I really liked it. And I say 4, but now I'm curious, what did I give Blue Bunny? It doesn't say.
No?
No, there's no record in our production schedule for Blue Bunny ice
I'm
cream.
going to have to fill that in.
You should.
I'll have to listen to that and fill it in. I know
forgot what I gave Blue Bunny ice cream. I mean, it doesn't matter, but
I gave Blue Bunny the lowest of the 3 of us.
Yeah, probably.
I think you and Sean liked it more than I did. You might have liked it the most.
Oh, that's right. Sean did that with us.
Yeah, that might have been during your period, which you might still adhere to, of all ice cream is good ice cream.
Yes. Yeah. I've never had an ice cream I didn't like. Even the Blue Bunny.
Which legally can't be called ice cream.
It's frozen dairy dessert.
That's right.
Darren, thank you so much for being born in May so that we may do this Frozathon.
Thank you, Max.
I think this was the perfect way to end with a bear. What other animal is associated so perfectly with a picnic than a bear? An ant.
Exactly.
But we're not eating ant food.
No.
So
ants
well
eat
done
honey too. No,
well
bees,
done.
Bees
Bees are
ants
the ones
eat honey.
with honey.
Ants like sugar.
I suppose they do. Did you look? Do you have any facts?
No.
Any
Ants like
sources
sugar.
to back that up? Wonderful job picking the foods.
I'll Google this for us right now, Max.
Google this for us right now. What a wonderful job choosing our Frozathon foods. A perfect ending to a perfect meal at this picnic. I had a wonderful time celebrating your birthday. And this was a lot of fun. A lot of great food.
Yeah. Nothing bad today.
No. Our second Frozathon was also pretty good. What was the first
it was.
food? Oh, the
lasagna. Risotto
what
bites.
was the risotto bites? Yeah.
And the tiramisu where I at first bought the wrong thing. The talenti layers. Yep.
We're 2 for 3 for Frozathons.
Yeah.
The first one was a bit rough, but we figured it out.
Do ants like sugar? Yes. Ants are highly attracted to sugar because it provides rapid energy for foraging workers.
It's the same reason I like sugar. So
that's right.
So what? They're not special.
All right. Time to break once again.
It's time to break once again, and we're going into the final installment of our murder mystery. Again, we have not recorded a single thing, so we have no idea what we're teeing up.
I think this is a Froze Bros first also, with only one break in the episode. This is an incredibly short episode.
Very short episode. This might be the shortest episode on record.
Aside from
not necessarily, because this last segment will count as
it'll be part of the episode.
Yeah. Oh wait, did we take a break earlier in this episode or no?
No.
Shit.
We took no break.
Wow, we dove right in.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you were ready to eat this ice cream before even pressing record, I think.
I was what?
You were ready to eat ice cream before even pressing record.
Yes, but I was what? What was I doing? What was I?
I repeated the same thing, so I don't know. You were champing at the bit.
I was champing at the bit.
Yes,
Thank you very much. I want that on a t-shirt. That's my catchphrase. Champing at the bit.
At the bit.
He's writing that down. Write that
I
down,
am.
Darren. Put that on a motherfucking t-shirt. Clip it.
With your face.
Champing at the bit. That's what I do.
All right. We'll be back.
Are you ready to solve this mystery, Darren? I think you are.
No, we'll see.
I think at this point you're ready to solve it, hopefully.
I hope so. Okay, yeah. I hope so. I hope so.
I think you are. I think you will be.
All right.
Listeners, we'll see you on the other side.
This episode of the Froze Bros is supported by you, the listeners. And right now, you can help the bros by heading to thefrozebros.com to buy us a cold one. Your support keeps our freezer stocked and our podcast chillin'. Every donation goes toward more frozen finds, production costs, and feeding our ice-cold obsession. Plus, check out our video podcast now on YouTube. Find links to our channel and more at thefrozebros.com. That's thefrozebros.com. Thanks for keeping it cool.
And we're back.
We are back. We are here.
Here we are.
See, I threw it off a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
That does sound wrong. That is wrong.
It's not right. It's not right. We just stick to what we normally say.
And we're back. And we're back. We are back. We are back.
Yes, we are.
We are going into the end of Murder on the Mountain.
Part 3. That's right.
Part 3. You remember, of course, where we were, Max, right?
I remember everything.
Okay, good. You're the one who has to.
That's true. But just in case, just to jog my memory, do you want to just kind of recap what kind of went down? Just like, top couple things.
Yeah, for you and anybody else who needs to remember. And of course, if you haven't listened, go back to the Frozathon. Parts 1 and 2 of the Frozathon. Listen to parts 1 and 2 of Murder on the Mountain at the end of those, and you'll know where we are. But if you just need a little reminder, 4 guests, including myself, Harvest Lowe, the Oyster King, were snowed in at the Berkshire estate of Carl Swanson, a frozen food magnate who is hosting a 3rd annual dinner party. In the middle of the night, we discover Carl face down in his room in a puddle of blood. He is dead, or close enough to dead that we call it dead.
Mm-hmm.
I spent the morning investigating. I examined the scene, gather evidence. I talked to Lena Stouffer, who's been staying at the house all week and knows more than she lets on, I believe. I talked to Elsie Pishak, who told me about a private equity deal that Carl secretly profited from at her expense. I talked to Hotshot Pocklington, who confirmed that Wally Blankenship, a new character last week, and Lena's business manager had his hands in every financial arrangement going on in this circle of people. And I learned that someone with a deep voice answered a phone call in the middle of the night that has not yet been fully explained. So I have one more conversation to have with Giorgio Castellano, and after that, I'll be ready to tell you what I think happened in the house this night.
I'm really interested to hear what you think happened.
Yeah, you'll see. I said while recording that my theory has not really changed since we started.
I don't know if you've said that on mic.
I don't know. I know.
If you haven't already, there it is.
I've told you that. But,
yes. Yeah.
Now anyone listening hears that too.
That's fine. I guess we'll find out in just a few short moments if you were right or wrong.
We will. I guess so. All right.
Well, I just want to say before we get into it, because we won't have a chance really afterwards, I want to thank everybody for sticking around and listening to Murder on the Mountain. We hope you enjoyed this kind of new thing we're trying on the pod. And specifically, I want to thank you, Darren, for sticking with it. I know this was...
Yeah.
We're going to have a little debrief after
that's going to
record.
I wanted that recorded as well. That's what I thought we were going to record that too.
The what?
the debrief. I think people would be really interested in
We
that.
are. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have an on mic
Okay.
debrief about
Yeah.
this
Okay.
whole process and going through this.
Yeah.
So stick around for that too. All right, it's time. Without any further ado, please no more ado. Let's not have any more ado. I'm sick of putting on this outfit to record this. To record this little preamble that we've been doing. We've been putting on the
Mhm.
costume
Mhm.
again. We've been in and out of the time machine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So
our last moments on the picnic blanket.
I
The
can
picnic
finally the picnic
blanket.
blanket. Yeah, I can finally
Yeah.
wash this shirt.
You
Dang.
haven't washed it?
No.
Okay. Alright.
I'm not
I'm glad.
sweating and nervous like our killer might be.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
oh.
uh-oh.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Without any further ado, let's get into part 3, the final episode, installment of Murder on the Mountain. I've got a hard-working man. The way he treats me, I can't understand. He works hard every day, and on Saturday throws away his pay. Now I don't want that man, because he's done gone holding hands. Now I've tried hard. Welcome back to part 3 of Murder on the Mountain. I know we just did a little recap of the second part, what just happened, but to bring the listeners and Darren back up to speed a little bit more specifically, the last thing we heard in part 2 is kind of the end of the conversation with Hotshot. And so I'm going to leave it with Darren to take it from here. I think they were about to move into the sitting room to see who else is left sitting there. Do you want to still move to the sitting room at this point?
Yes, yeah. So Hotshot and I are in the dining room, and I'll thank him for his conversation, and I will say, let's go see if Wally's now Giorgio is awake.
Sure. So you and Hotshot move into the sitting room, and the fire has died down just a little bit. It's kind of like sweltering in this room now. And you look at the chair where Giorgio had been sitting, and he's not there anymore. And Hotshot says, "Where the hell did Giorgio go? What the hell? That kid was so drunk, I'm
Yeah.
surprised he was able to stand."
He had been drinking a lot. Something's bothering him.
That's weird. Well, there's only like 6 rooms described in this house. So there's only a small number of rooms you could be in.
How about I go to his room and see if he's there?
Harvest, you're a genius. You're such a great, that's such a great idea. So you move through the sitting room, you go up the stairs, and you go to your bedroom door and Hotshot's bedroom door, kind of ajar, because again, you guys kind of ran out when you heard the scream. Giorgio's door is closed, and you go up to the door, and you knock. You don't hear Giorgio answer, but you hear like a whimpering and a crying from inside.
All right. I'm going to open the door slowly and look in.
Okay. So you crack the door open, and you peek around the corner, and you see Giorgio sitting under, there's kind of a window straight right in front of you across the room, with Giorgio's bed off to one side, and he's sitting under the window with his arms kind of like this across his chest, and he's like sitting on the floor, and he's just like just kind of, chin to his chest, just kind of like blubbering and crying in the corner, or under the window there.
Okay. All right. Before I get started, this is my first time in a while up on the second floor, so I want to look out the window. Is it still snowing?
Good question. So when you are looking kind of straight through the room, you notice that it is no longer snowing.
Okay.
It's actually, there's light coming through the snowy windows, because the windows are all covered with snow. But you can tell the sun has kind of started to rise outside.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
So morning is kind of, the world is waking up after a traumatic evening, starting to wake up.
Okay. All right. just going to start this slowly with him. He seems pretty fragile. So,
Yeah.
Giorgio, are you okay?
And are you moving closer to him as you say this?
I'm not going to get too close to him. I'm not going to rush him.
Sure.
But,
Sure.
yeah.
He's got his arms kind of close to his chest like this, like kind of crossed. And he kind of like scoots up and away from you. And he is almost like he can't, he seems just so distraught that he can't really, he can't. He just can't. He can't.
Giorgio, you haven't been right since we saw Carl. Since we got up even. You've been shaking. You've obviously been very tired. What's going on?
Harvest, this night has been so unbelievable. So unbelievable. I just can't believe what happened.
None of us can. It's shocking. Carl was special to all of us. I know he was to you and Dominic.
When you say that, Giorgio kind of pulls his hands away from his chest and he kind of looks down, and you notice he's holding something very close to his chest. He's holding something there. He's kind of looking into, kind of clutching at the corners of.
Do you have something there, Giorgio?
He holds it a little tighter again. He goes, it's just something that used to mean a lot to me. He kind of pulls it away again, and you can move closer to him if you'd like to get a better look at where it is, because he's kind of showing you, but you have to get a little closer.
All right, if he's sort of making that gesture that I can,
Yeah.
I will. I don't want to scare him.
Yeah.
Because it's occurred to me all along that any of these people could think that I could be the killer as well. So
It's true.
I have to be cautious with them. So I'll step a little closer to see if I can see what he's.
So Giorgio kind of is holding out a photograph. It's a framed photograph. You see that the glass is kind of like cracked across it, and it's a photograph of it's an old picture. It's kind of sepia tone, antiquated, rough around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a young Carl Swanson standing with two young boys.
Is that Carl with you and Dominic?
Carl brought us up,
Did he?
Yeah, my parents brought their pizza recipe back from Sicily. They opened up their pizza joint, and Carl was one of the first people through the door. He was looking to pick up authentic recipes from outside of the country to kickstart into frozen food.
I bet, yeah.
When my parents died, Carl really took care of Dominic and me. Really showed us what it took,
So he must have meant a lot to you.
This really hurts, Harvest. It really fucking hurts.
I'm sure. I'm sure it does. I see through your window the snow has stopped. We hopefully can get on a phone or get the authorities here soon, and we're going to find out what happened to Carl. Who did this to him? I want to do this for you, too.
He kind of brings the photograph closer to him, and he goes, do you think you know who did this?
I'm starting to put things together, Carl. Giorgio. There's some things that I still can't make some sense out of. Did you hear the phone ring during the night?
No.
No?
No, I must have been asleep.
Did you hear anybody go downstairs?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, all right. I don't know. The phone rang, somebody called. Don't know who, but I think I know who did this, Giorgio, and I'm ready to get everybody together and confront Carl's killer.
I can't go with you, Harvest. I can't.
No? Okay, stay upstairs. I'll go downstairs now.
So you go back towards the door, you go downstairs, and because the sun has kind of come up, Elsie is there. Also in the sitting room, she has gotten Lena up out of bed because everyone's really anxious to get out of there. And so at this point, Harvest, I'm going to kind of give you the floor. You said you had 3 pages of an accusation. I'm going to give you the floor to kind of say who you think may have killed Carl.
Sure. Everybody's sitting?
Everyone is sitting, yes.
Okay. All right. Lena, I'm glad to see you're up and have joined us.
Thank you. It's good to see you too, Joey. It's good to see you too.
I asked Giorgio to come downstairs, but he's really troubled by all of this, and he's going to stay in his room. I believe I know who killed Carl.
The others kind of look at each other, and Elsie lights herself a cigarette. again, from one of those long cigarette holder things.
Before I make any accusations, I want to acknowledge three things. First, I would like to talk to all of you more, including Giorgio. There are a lot of questions I have that I didn't ask. There are a lot of threads brought out that I didn't pull at to see what more was there. But I don't believe that anything else I'd hear, short of a confession, would change the suspicion I've had since I first saw Carl dead. Second, I haven't searched the bedrooms or other rooms in the house. I should have. A thorough investigation would take hours or more. This is, I was going to say this has gone on longer than it should already, but that's, we're trapped here. We're trapped here. So
You're trapped there.
Yeah. But it would also involve a review of the documents, including the papers Elsie took from Carl's bookcase and the accordion file that's missing. The authorities, investigators will handle that. I'm going to make my case with what I already have. And third, I'm going to assume that there are no secret passageways or hidden staircases in this house. One staircase was mentioned. There might be other considerations if I'm wrong about that, but again, I don't want to search the house. when the authorities arrive, and they will, every person in this house needs to be questioned thoroughly. And what I do know is this: an overwhelming amount of evidence points at one person, more than points at anybody else. If I'm wrong, the investigation will show that, and I'll accept that, but I don't think I'm wrong. The killer is Elsie. There is evidence pointing at other people in this room. Hotshot had a genuinely bad deal with Carl and was exploited, so he had motive. He's probably physically capable of doing it despite an old injury. Hotshot could have killed Carl. Giorgio has a secret that Carl might have learned. He has a close connection to him. Could he have killed Carl over that? Maybe. Did he? I don't think so. Lena knows things about Carl too. I believe that she loves him. Is she hiding anything else? I don't know. Did she kill Carl? I doubt it. But here's the difference between Elsie and everyone else in this room. Everything that the rest of us did last night has some innocent explanation. Everything Elsie did last night, without exception, was suspicious. Every single thing from the moment we sat down to dinner. There's not one thing she did that doesn't look different now based on that. And it sort of starts with the weapon. Carl was killed with the ice spear from the sculpture of Captain Gorton that was in the foyer. That was obvious from the beginning. The spear is missing from the pieces on the floor. There's a wet spot on the rug in Carl's bedroom. Odorless, colorless, with no explanation, and it matches exactly the melting near the ice sculpture. The spear was likely left next to Carl's body and melted overnight. Anyone who killed Carl with that spear would want the sculpture destroyed to make it harder to identify what was gone. A shattered sculpture is far harder to examine than an intact one. Elsie says she stumbled into the table. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt on whether it was deliberate or not. But the results served one person's interests above everyone else's. The killer would have wanted the sculpture destroyed. Elsie destroyed it. Draw your own conclusions. I've gone back through everything Elsie did last night from the moment we sat down to dinner. Everything she does looks suspicious. She stormed down at dinner when the sculpture was mentioned. Not because of a crude joke, but because she understood what it meant. She was unaccounted for on the first floor while the rest of us finished dessert, and listened to Carl's toast, which she very likely heard anyway, and she was absent again when she was putting Lena to bed. She placed herself in Carl's room while he was asleep, going through his files, looking for something she couldn't even name, looking for proof of what she suspected. She came to my room and tried 3 times to get inside, maybe trying to construct an alibi that failed. As she walked away from my door, I watched her expression change from sad and vulnerable and turn into a sly, sneaky sneer. She claimed she heard a struggle from Carl's room and went to check on him, but Hotshot came out of his own room at the same time I did. Giorgio came down after us. Lena has never been seen moving on her own. There couldn't have been anyone in that room with Carl. She then went back into Carl's room, where his dead body was visible from the doorway without even having to go into the room. And then, according to her own account, she claims that she looks at the bookcase before she runs away and screams. because she needed a story for why that accordion file was missing. She knocked over that table and the sculpture in the foyer, whether or not deliberately, but conveniently destroying the evidence and the missing spear. And as I said, the killer would have wanted that destroyed. And there's the torn seam on the back of her dress. Something physical happened to her that night that tore the dress. Was it just from knocking into the table, or did she do more? And then finally, she told me about the incriminating papers that I saw on the desk in her room from a file that she claims she put back. And there's one more thing about last night that the authorities will need to examine carefully. There was a phone call. Someone answered it, someone with a deep voice. That call was likely from Wally Blankenship, maybe calling to check on Carl's plan for the evening. Wally knew that something was going to be happening last night, and he was likely part of the scheming. He avoided being here tonight to cover his own ass. So why did she do it? Let's start with the ice sculpture. Carl commissioned the sculpture of Captain Gorton specifically for last night. Elsie's grandfather, her family legacy. Carl brokered a peace between families that let Elsie marry Paul Bishop. Years later, Carl used that position of trust to convince a widow to sell her husband's company while secretly sitting on the board of the private equity firm that bought it. But I don't think Carl's betrayal stops there. Elsie came to see Carl earlier this week because she felt uneasy about Paul's disappearance. She was looking for answers. Carl had been acting differently all week. Slower, quieter, sadder, not like himself. Lena saw it. She'd been staying in the house all week. She watched people come and go. She heard things and she knows things, and she told me over and over that Carl is a good man. She's trying to convince herself because Lena knows what Carl was capable of. The sculpture wasn't just a taunt, it was a threat. Captain Gorton on the bow of a ship, holding a spear, a weapon that might have killed before, recreated in ice and displayed where Elsie would see it the minute she walked in. Carl was telling her that he knew something, and he was warning her. Carl's toast, no matter what our history is, I'll always be your biggest champion, your supporter if you need me. That wasn't generosity, it was a warning. Back down, or else. But Elsie got him first. Everything that could have pushed someone past the point of no return happened to Elsie last night. The sculpture, Carl's toast, the papers she found in his room, decades of betrayal, and possibly murder. And there may be more murders for the authorities to investigate. Paul Piszczek disappeared at sea on May 17th, 4 years ago. He wasn't a fisherman. He didn't normally go out in the water. His death has never been explained. Did Carl arrange it? Did he profit from it? He did. Could Elsie herself have been involved? Where's her grandfather's spear now? And was it involved? However it happened, Paul's death is suspicious. Carl knew what happened, and that points back at Elsie, her hatred for Carl and revenge. And then there's Captain Gorton himself, Carl Swanson, Lena Stouffer, and Captain Gorton, Carl's best friend at one time, once had a meeting on the shore. And after that talk, everything got dirtier and messier. The business changed. Something happened on that beach that set everything in motion. Was Captain Gorton a victim of whatever Carl was building? Or was he a willing participant who eventually became a liability? I don't know. But his connection to Carl and to Lena and to everything that followed deserves an examination by the authorities too. The pattern of deaths and disappearances around Carl Swanson is not a coincidence. And all of this leads back to the same person, a person pushed past every limit who committed murder. So, Elsie, you killed Carl Swanson with the ice spear from the sculpture. You broke it off. You used it. You left it next to him where it melted. Then you went back to make sure the evidence had disappeared. When you were satisfied, you screamed, destroyed the rest of the ice sculpture, and led us to find him. The physical evidence says so, your behavior says so, the timeline says so, the bookcase says so. Everything you did last night says so. Elsie killed Carl Swanson. Harvest has a statement for these people not to hear also, but it's for the audience to hear at some point.
Okay. First of all, I want to say, in and out of the game, that was incredible. Well done.
Still don't know if it's true or not, but if it's not, there's an overwhelming amount of evidence against Elsie.
So Harvest has made his accusation. And again, what wonderful accusation that was.
Mm-hmm.
That was really great. So Harvest has just made his accusation.
Yes. Which wasn't really a wise thing to do, but he did.
Not really a wise thing to do. Because you've absolutely shocked everybody there. Yeah. Including and especially Elsie, who you are
of course.
pointing a finger at.
Yeah. Well, I'll say one thing. There was no way, even if I thought Hotshot did it, that I was going to accuse him.
He's got a gun.
Because he's got a gun.
Of course.
Yeah.
Elsie is absolutely trying to catch her breath. She's absolutely stunned.
Well, she's been caught in several lies, so.
You're pointing the finger at her. And just as she's about to speak, she's about to probably say something in her defense to rebut the things you just said. All of a sudden, you and the other guests hear sirens.
Excellent.
Coming from outside. And Hotshot says, authorities? Is that the cops? How'd they get here? It snowed all night. There's like 2 feet of snow outside.
Well, if they weren't coming, I was about to explain, not to you guys, but to others, how I'd be contacting my cousin in the FBI and my other cousin in the IRS.
You see Hotshot kind of moving towards the foyer to kind of look out the window to see if you can like see them pulling in. And you're finally able to budge the door open and you push the snow out of the way and you see these cop cars pulling up and they're all behind these like big kind of trucks with these big like plows pushing the snow out of the way through the driveway. And you turn and the person standing next to you is Elsie. She's come to the door with you. And then from out of nowhere, you hear another crash from the dining room. A crash and a scream. You and the other guests rush to the dining room. And Giorgio is lying in front of the window, his arms sliced from trying to break through the window in the dining room that leads to the courtyard, the backyard.
Okay, and how did he get downstairs? Because he didn't pass us.
He didn't have to. The stairs are not in the foyer part. They're in the sitting room. They're off the sitting room.
Okay, you said everything was... Okay, fine.
Nah.
You said everything was visible together.
Runs.
Okay.
Giorgio runs to the dining room, to the window. He tries to break out, but he can't. He doesn't. He slices his arms up. You go to him. He's bleeding from his arms. Do you go to him? What do you do? You see him lying there.
Can he not get out?
God. No, he can't get out. He can't dig through the snow. So he's kind of stuck inside.
He's
kind of
stuck
collapsed
inside?
on the floor. Stuck inside. His arms are bleeding. He can't really move.
And the authorities are on their way in?
They're on their way in.
All right, I'm just going to watch him.
You're going to watch him?
Yes.
Okay. So Giorgio has tried to escape the house. And as he's dying, as he's bleeding out from his arms, he says, "Tell Dominic I'm sorry." And with that, he draws his last breath and he collapses.
All right.
That concludes our 3-part murder mystery, Murder on the Mountain. Please stick around after the break to hear Darren and I talking through, just debriefing all of this, because
this will be the fun part.
This will be the fun part.
Yeah.
Yes. So stick around. We'll be right back to do that. Can I take this fucking tie off now?
Yeah.
God damn. I ran out of candy cigarettes during the first game.
Oh, I was going to ask you about the candy cigarettes tonight.
Jesus. Ugh. And we're back.
We are back. And we're going to hear what happened that we didn't know about.
Yeah. So I want to preface this by saying, I said this a million times during the Frozathons, and I'm just going to reiterate it now. Never done anything like this before. And so I really wasn't sure what to prepare or how to prepare to do this.
Yeah. And neither had I. And I'll say it went like almost 10 times longer than I expected it to.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
That's maybe 5 times longer. 10 is an exaggeration, but
it took more time to record than it did actually come out, because it wasn't included in the release from the previous one, but we recorded 2 hours for part 2 that was then cut down to about an hour.
Yeah. And like I said, I had questions that I didn't ask because I was just so over it.
I know.
I'm sorry. The amount of work and the amount of detail you put into this is incredible. And maybe there was too much.
So here's what's crazy. And this is why I kind of prefaced it that way. I actually you might be disappointed to learn how little I actually did.
Did I spend more work on this than you did?
I think you may have, and that's kind of what I've been trying to tell you. But it's fine. It's fine.
That's why I kind of wish we just recorded this all at once.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have been able to spend 3 weeks developing, looking at this evidence, and that led me to the fact that there's only one possible person who could have done it.
Well, the thing too is you didn't have to think about it at all. Like, the thing I kept trying to reiterate to Darren as we were going through this was, don't worry about being right or wrong. Yes, you're trying to solve a murder, but also it's just a story. Like, we're just telling a story. It's basically a long form improv scene. Like, we don't have to take it too seriously. It's not a big deal. But, going into it blind like you did, because I didn't tell you anything going in.
Right.
I definitely understand why you kind of came in like expecting everything to matter because you didn't know what to,
it's not that I expected everything to matter. It's that I had to assume that anything could have mattered.
Yes, that makes sense. And so I have kind of a list of things that I could have or should have done differently going into this, and even during, for sure. But I can go through now and tell you the story the way I saw it.
Okay.
And then we can kind of talk through stuff after that. So after I picked out character names from those. We did that segment game where you did fake and
the fake,
true frozen food brand histories, whatever. I
knew that,
names
so I don't know
from,
I don't know if people listening, if anyone's listening, if picked that up, if they had listened to that also.
Yeah. So I just kind of picked names that you had kind of already made up.
But Carl Swanson, Lena Stouffer, and even Wally Blankenship are the names of real people. And the Pishek family is,
Some of the names were real people. Some of them had been made up. Hot Shot Pocklington was made up.
Yeah.
Giorgio Castellano was made up. They're made up names. In this, I kind of came in with a blank slate as if they were all they're just made up characters. I was not thinking of them as their real people. So after I wrote their short descriptions, that's when I decided who the murderer would be and who would be murdered. And that didn't change through the whole thing. And so then I wrote some more character descriptions. Once the character descriptions, like the backstories came together, that's when I decided the motivations.
This reminds me of something too. Something we missed in the character descriptions, you didn't include and I didn't ask, was like general ages. Because up until some point during part 2 of this, I thought Elsie was an old lady.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until you said that she and Paul had only been married 10 years that I thought, wait, how does that track?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have changed what I thought.
Right. I think, again, I didn't know how this was going to go. And so I basically I wrote backstories, decided who was the killer and why they did it. But I kind of left the more granular stuff for us to figure out as we went. And I'm not saying age is granular, but I also didn't give myself a whole lot of time to put this together. So I just focused on the big picture stuff. So let me just get through why I chose Giorgio as the killer.
Okay.
So Dominic and Giorgio lost their parents when their family's pizza shop burned down, and the boys were left to run the business. Swanson took them under his wing. Dominic, as kind of came out in the story, Dominic was kind of he got a little more attention. He was the more dominant of the two.
Yeah. And
Swanson told the brothers that good business required ruthlessness. He kind of taught them to be scrappy and, resourceful, let's say. Giorgio was always made to feel weaker because he was younger than his older brother, younger and shorter, and he was then given less responsibility overall in the company, whatever. After he had asked to be given more responsibility, his brother told him he wasn't ready. Even after all this time, all the growing up they did together, all this time, he wasn't ready to take on more responsibility. So Giorgio goes to Swanson. Something that Lena said during your conversation with her was that everyone in the house had been in to see Carl during the past week.
She didn't. She didn't say everyone.
She
She just said she doesn't know what she's saying, and she just said all those people, which doesn't mean every one of the people here. It could have mean there were people. I don't know who they were. So I did not read that. I thought
Sure.
about, were other people there that week? I went back to the transcript itself too to check. It was only clear that LZ, Wally, and Lena were there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fact I checked too. I guess
Okay.
that's so.
I'll come back to that in a second.
Okay.
So Giorgio is convinced by Wally to steal. So, okay, this is going to sound crazy because you didn't talk to Giorgio. And this is just all information you don't have. So it's kind of pointless to even go through it.
I thought you told me at the end of the last recording that there was only one thing I didn't know yet. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I said you had all of the clues, like we had talked through all of the like physical and verbal clues.
Yeah.
And if you had talked to Giorgio as long as you talked to LZ or talked to even Hotshot, I think it would have tipped. Obviously, it would have tipped a little bit more.
Yeah, it might have. It's just, I thought there was one thing I was waiting to hear. I thought that Giorgio was going to tell me who he talked to on the phone or who he overheard on the phone. When he said he didn't hear the phone ring, I knew I figured he's lying. He's got to be lying. But
that was kind of
in my mind, his only use was to tell me about the phone call. So once you said that Giorgio didn't hear about the phone call, my head went to, we're done. I just want to accuse LZ now.
Yeah. Saying that Giorgio didn't hear the phone call was not something I planned on, but it was kind of my Hail Mary to be like, this guy is lying. Please talk to him more.
I heard the lie, but like,
I know.
Yeah. It's just been so long. It's been, I did not want a half an hour conversation with Giorgio.
Totally. Anyway, he's jealous of his brother. Carl Swanson was going to leave Swanson Foods to Dominic and Giorgio. It's Wally that convinces Giorgio that, hey, this should actually belong to you. You deserve it. Go to his house for the dinner party, get his will, and I will change it for you and you share it with me. I'll take a little piece, but it's yours. It's not Dominic's. And so it's Wally that calls in the night and says, hey, where are you? You're supposed to meet me with the will. You went to this dinner party. We're supposed to meet. Where the hell are you? It's Giorgio who goes, look, I couldn't find it earlier. Giorgio goes to the bathroom during dinner. He looks for it then. And then during the night when he goes to look for it again, he's not as stealthy as LZ. He wakes up Carl. Carl says some mean shit to him about how he always loved his brother more or something, or he was a disgrace to the family name. That's when they have the struggle. Giorgio fucking kills him. And I kind of
did Giorgio walk in with the ice spear?
No, there was kind of like Swanson says something. There's pushes him out of the room. Not pushes, but forces him out. Giorgio goes back in with the ice pick, stabs him in the doorway, and then there's a collapse. So that's what I had kind of planned on from the start.
Okay.
And I will say this. After I put together the setup, all the character descriptions, the murder, I remember looking back through everything and going, maybe LZ's motivation is a little stronger.
She had, and she was pushed over the edge that night.
Yeah, she was.
And she destroyed the ice sculpture.
She did. And that's why I had to, I cut it from the episode just now, but you were making the case to me more than anything else as to shoot, is it? Could it be? But I don't know. I already decided that it was Giorgio, and so. But this is the other thing. 3 up to an hour long podcast episodes is not enough time to go through even all the stuff I prepared. I have about 6 pages as well, but some of that is some stuff I didn't use, and so even in the 5 or so pages that I prepared, we could not have gone through everything. Especially if I had pre-planned and thought through everything, like you were asking me questions about pajamas and what people are wearing and all this stuff, which I should have.
That's one thing that
but-
worked against Elsie, but I just wasn't sure if you I should have given you more credit. You knew that water would have stained silk or satin, right? But she didn't have any stain. But then she did have the tear, so there was something there to go with.
Yeah. And so you mentioned this too. You knew what the weapon was from the get-go.
You mentioned an ice spear.
I know.
In a murder mystery on a frozen food podcast. So right away,
of course,
bells and whistles. This is probably going to be the weapon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
why did he have this sculpture made then?
As a kind of peace offering to her.
Okay, I don't.
But also just because I thought it would, it would be cool if he had one. But story-wise, I don't know. It kind of symbolizes because there's that other backstory, that deeper backstory of Carl and Lena and the captain being all together, and he's the only one not there too. So it's like that's how they kind of pay tribute to him, is by having his ice sculpture at that party. So
yeah, that's it. The sculpture seemed like a warning or a threat to me.
Yeah, it did,
especially when Elsie ran out of the room.
Yeah,
she was. Because of that, she's like...
Well, the reason she had run out of the room was because someone made a comment about how dangerous... I think, if I remember correctly.
Someone had said something.
He said something like, that's how your business is, or that's, that happens sometimes. He was making a smart remark about her husband's death, too, which is the other reason why she ran out. But yeah, I was worried. So... even more behind the scenes, I could tell Darren was not into this going into the second part. And so when that was over, we recorded for 2 hours. And when that was over, I needed some time to put the ending together because of the stuff we had gone through. But again, I already knew who the killer was. I was worried. I asked for more time. I asked for a couple extra days because I worked on stuff all day that day, whatever.
It's been over 2 weeks since we first started this. And we were talking about it a week or so before that. So.
Yeah. And I started this in early April. So this is, I will be happy not to think about this once this episode is edited. But what I'm saying is I was worried for a second because I was concerned you were going to think I changed the killer after the last episode.
No,
or you didn't care.
I respect your integrity too much to...
oh, thank you.
You wouldn't do that to me.
No, I wouldn't. But I told Naomi, I was like, I'm asking for this extra time. He's telling me he thinks he already knows who it is. I told Naomi, I'm like, you have to be on standby to come in the room during this. If he thinks I changed the killer, you have to come in and say it's been the same the whole time.
I believe you. You don't have to make that case to me. I believe it.
The other thing I said too is you did a really great job with this because if we had a little more time, if I had kind of prepared you better in terms of like how long this would take, or if this wasn't attached to Frozathons and had to come out in 3 parts over these 3 weeks, and you actually had time to investigate rooms and talk to people more in depth, and you were a little more into it, which is fine.
Yeah, that's my fault.
No, it's fine. The way that you went through everything was exactly the order that served the story I wrote that you didn't know about. Because I was thinking towards the end of the second part, when we're getting closer and you hadn't talked to Giorgio, even though I kind of kept him from you a little bit, I was
Giorgio said the least during this whole thing. Yeah.
I know.
And I was almost going to say tonight, I don't even need to talk to Giorgio, but I figured Max has probably prepared some backstory for him too.
I did. So
let him.
Backstory.
I'll just let him get a little bit of it out, and then
thank you. A little mercy kill. Yeah, it's with more time, more interest to play all this out. I think, but again, like the order you talked everybody in, had you gone through everything and figured out that it was Giorgio, I think there was a piece of that story that worked in that way, I think.
Yeah.
Again, I have a list of things I could have and should have done differently. But this was a big risk. This is kind of a big swing for us. This is very different than
it's
the
not
rest
what
of the podcast we've been producing for almost 2 years.
Yeah, it's not what we do, it's not the brand we've been building, it's
No,
something
not at
different.
all.
It was fun.
So
Um,
I want to sincerely thank you for going on this journey with me and for taking this risk with me.
and
Whether or not
I'm
we do it
I'm
again
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
matter to me.
Yeah. Up until today, I really tried to fully play along.
Yeah. But it's almost
Yeah.
funnier when you didn't. It was almost funnier when you didn't, like, at the end, like, it would have been funny if you were like that the whole time. Because then, like 'cause, yeah, I said this a million times. I don't know if
Yeah.
I've said it before, I think, already, but it's not about getting it right, it's about the story. We would have had
Yeah.
fun telling the story together,
Did
even if
did
you
you
had
want
come
me I
in.
mean, maybe you didn't think through did you want me to try to convince Giorgio to come downstairs? Because I didn't care if he was there or not. I just wanted to.
That was only because of the ending I had in mind where he tries to jump through the window. I was trying to decide,
Okay.
and that just gave me pause because I was like, "Can I let you decide if he stays upstairs?" I guess he can't stay upstairs, doesn't matter too much.
Well, yeah, if he was in the sitting room, he still could have tried to jump through a
Exactly,
window,
so it
but
didn't matter,
okay.
it didn't matter.
And, yeah, and I'm just gonna the last thing Harvest did was just stand there and watch Giorgio die and do nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I
Maybe
mean,
there'll be a
which would have been the right thing to do at that I mean, the authorities are literally opening the door.
yes. Oh, and so
So,
how did the authorities get there if the phone line was dead? Is the other
well,
unanswered
Wally had
question.
to,
Wally was caught. Wally was pulled over with a DUI, pretty much just like Hotshot had predicted. "Sir,
mhm.
where are you going this late at night? It's a terrible storm." He kind of fucks himself over.
I was thinking about asking Giorgio one more question, which would have been, "How do you know that Wally wasn't gonna come tonight?"
Mm.
Because you said that, but
Wally Wally
I didn't wanna go back to anybody else and ask any more questions even though I had
yeah.
them.
Wally had convinced Dominic to stay home. They went out. I had this idea that Wally had kind of like not poisoned Dominic, but like done something to him to give him a stomach ache. Dominic was sick. He went out and got sick. He wasn't able to make it before, party or something. So I wanted to, you know, give you a killer, but then give you enough to kind of doubt.
Yeah.
I don't
Basically,
know.
what happened here is I refused to keep playing the game, and I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Again, this was a
I
big.
really based on you heard how much I had, I didn't think there could have been anything
I know.
from
Yeah.
from one person because nobody
Yeah.
else was pointing any fingers at Giorgio or saying
Yeah.
anything that so
And it's just this happens all the time when you write something. You write something with one expectation and then you get to the end and you go, "Oh, actually, it seems like Elsie's the one that's been dropping all these weird hints, is lying all the time and has a way stronger motivation for this." You know, it happens. So again, this is a story we're telling together. And I think for that reason it
yeah.
went well. It went great.
You made some things easy for me. Like, part of going into the second episode was I was thinking, how am I going to get people alone to talk to them? But you just made that happen.
Yeah, I had the idea to have Hotshot say, because again, kind of magical realism and, fourth wall meta stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if I had a character say to you, "Oh, I love murder mystery," so that gives you the idea to be like, "Let's talk to each person individually," which what I'm sure you would have
Yeah.
done anyway.
Well, yeah, of
But
course, because I have to see where there are discrepancies and where the stories match. And there was not a lot of
yeah,
crossover in stories
no, there weren't. No.
anyhow. It was, I think I said this to you while we weren't recording or after we stopped recording that I needed to ask more questions about the beach. And you actually said, don't bother, because
Yeah,
that trip to the beach came up about 3 times from
I
different
know.
people. So
Yeah.
that made it seem like, okay, I can't be wrong about this. There's something very important about that trip to the beach.
Yeah, it was tough because you were coming in with such specific questions. I think if we were just talking and improvising, because that's what I was more prepared for. I wasn't really
Yeah.
prepared to be asked pointed questions about things, which maybe I should have been.
I had too much time to prepare questions. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they weren't just coming off the top of my head from what
yeah,
sounded important. They were
yeah.
coming from having taken notes and listened to each episode once or twice to see if I've missed anything.
Wow, you did way too much work, buddy. Way too much work. I don't know. I am I'm honestly exhausted. I will be happy to not think about this for a few weeks after this goes out. But I hope it was at least a little entertaining, and we did an
Yeah.
okay enough job to, keep
Yeah,
people's
I hope.
attention.
I mean, that's been in my mind too. Is this actually entertaining for anybody to listen to?
I'll tell you what. I know a certain Sean who really liked part 1.
All right.
I
All
won't tell
right.
you which one, but I know a certain Sean. I heard from a reliable source that a Sean enjoyed part 1.
All right. People are going to hate me if have been going all the way through this. And
I mean, you'll have, Harvest will return in Avengers Endgame.
No.
Yeah, Harvest will return. Don't worry, listeners. Harvest.
I will apologize to the listeners too, or anyone who was listening to this and truly trying to figure it out. I kept you from getting the whole story, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
I just didn't want to do this for 2 hours tonight. And I wanted to get to this. I wanted to get to this part, which has been more fun.
Okay, I'm glad. And hey, happy birthday, Darren.
You gave me the gift of confirming that role-play games are not my thing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
I really appreciate how much you put into this, though.
Thank you for playing along as much as you did. Because again, this was a leap for us. This was a big swing.
Yeah.
So thanks for being on board for it. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Before we end the episode, I just want to call out the music that we used for the beginning and the end of these murder mystery parts. The first song that was used that leads from the Frozathon into this is a song called Cold in Hand Blues by Bessie Smith, a song that was released on February 25th, 1925. It's in the public domain, but Cold in Hand Blues is just such the perfect song to lead into a Froze Bros mystery.
Do you know what cold in hand means, Max?
No, enlighten me.
Well, I had to look this up. I wouldn't know. I saw it in some description of it. It was a phrase in the 1920s that meant you were broke.
Nice.
Cold in hand. Yeah.
Great. That's cool.
Yeah, I suggested it. You picked it just for the cold reference.
Yeah. I made a joke about, are there any songs from the 1920s about frozen food? And Cold in Hand Blues is as close as we're going to get. It's perfect.
There wasn't a lot of frozen food quite yet.
Damn.
Yeah.
The song that was used for the end, let me just find that link right here. The song we used for the end under the tag is Barney Trimble and His Oklahomans, The Spell of the Blues, another song from the 20s that is in the public domain now.
Barney Trimble.
Barney Trimble and His Oklahomans. Just some cool music to put under our transitions there. And yeah, just make sure I mention that.
All right.
Well, that concludes this part of the debrief. We hope you enjoyed Murder on the Mountain. Whether you did or you didn't, let us know. Thanks again to Noble Mix for supplying the delicious frozen cocktails that we enjoyed while recording.
Yeah, I don't happen to have a Noble Mix right now, but
why did you say that? Just say we do.
Yes, we do.
No, but we were drinking them earlier. And they were great.
It's so good. I finished mine already. There was none left. And I don't want to start a new bag until we do that together.
I have a little bit more of my lemon Meyer Fizz. I might go finish it after this. I think I earned it.
They interacted with us a little bit on Instagram today too when I posted. Yes.
Nice.
And so did 90 plus sellers.
Hell yeah.
But right now we love Noble Mix more. If you want to try to catch up, 90 plus sellers,
it's going to be tough.
I'll send you my address.
Yeah. All right.
They're not competitors though. They go together. So we can love you both.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because you used 90 plus to make your.
Yes, I did. Prosecco.
Lemon Meyer Fizz. Prosecco. All right. Let's not confuse this debrief anymore.
This is going to be a bitch for you to edit because we've just gone in and out of. Does this belong in the episode? Is it not?
Listen, it will not be it can't be worse than Margaritaville shrimp.
No, this is as behind the scenes as we've ever gotten.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed. We will see you next week, folks.
And if you figured anything out without my help, listeners, viewers, Let us know,
But
please. Yeah.
they couldn't have because they had the information you had because you were asking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's fine. It's how it
You
goes.
you
So it
couldn't.
goes.
I saw. Yeah. You couldn't force it on me, and you had to
No.
just go with me there. And
Mhm. It's fine.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's how it goes.
All
All right.
right.
We don't have to do an ending because it's about to play now. So
Okay.
we'll see you on the other side.
Fro you later. I had to say it anyway.
Throw you later. Thank you to Substrates for the theme music. You can check them out at substrates.bandcamp.com.
Find us online at thefrozebros.com. Links to our episodes, our blog posts where you can find more info about each of the episodes, some more info about some of the wild tangents that we discuss. What'd you call it, Max? The chill with us?
Let's
Forum, maybe?
chill page.
Let's chill. The Let's Chill page.
And remember, one of the best ways to support the podcast is to rate and review us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or however you listen. It really helps us out a lot.
Want to email us directly? That's at frozebrospod@gmail.com.
And now, I think the last thing on our docket is to say,
Fro you
"Fro
later."
ya later.
When you try so hard to smile and life doesn't seem worthwhile, then you can tell you're under the spell of the blue.